My Gavan and Melonin, and well met indeed. I am Uruk-hai, Galu-Isen, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as Isengard. We have gone to war with Mordor, and our greatest army, the like of which the world has never seen, stands outside of Oldburg in the Fold, where we press upon our new hated foe. In the north, we are gathering and preparing for what was going to almost certainly be our toughest challenge yet. The coming of Lothlorien from Adreicha Nethurir is heading south. And look at that army already. Captain something, beginning with B. Baratheon, in fact. Ha ha ha. I haven't seen Game of Thrones. I don't know anything about it. I just happen to know that's a name. Otherwise, though, we are safe in the west because we stayed allied to Enedwaith and we've neutral Dunland, but Dunland won't attack us, and if they do, it will be after Enedwaith dies. So we've got a very long time over there. So it's just our southern army pressing in and hitting Mordor early doors. Remember, our victory conditions are to take Lothlorien and then, I think, about 50 regions. Yes, and we currently control 11. It's unlikely that we will actually achieve our 50 region victory point command, or 50 region victory requirement, but we certainly will kill Lothlorien. So, to achieve victory for us, wiping out Rohan, wiping out Lothlorien, holding Isengard, Edoras, and Kados Galadon, and then we shall look from there and see what to do. When the ring next appears, I'm very tempted. Some of you may disagree with this, and I apologise in advance if you are the type of person that will. But I am quite tempted to... we're going to have to end the turn. Bugger, Lertz is going to die. I'm very tempted to cheat move an army to wherever the ring is to ensure that we get it, because primarily the point of my YouTube channel is to sell Divide and Conquer to you all. And the main reason we've chosen Isengard is to get the ring and utilise its key benefits. We're 72 turns in, so we've still got a reasonable amount of time. We're about halfway through your average campaign of Divide and Conquer, I would suggest. If you're going for world domination, obviously it'll last longer, but generally speaking, most people have won by around about turn 150, turn 200, something like that. So we've got plenty of time, but there's no guarantee the ring will spawn near us. And as people have suggested, if in the future we get someone who's dedicated purely to redoing scripts, or if indeed if I drum up the desire and the energy to do it, and we can look into making sure that when you play as Isengard, the ring spawns in a select few settlements. In fact, it's very easy, and it will be something that I do in the next version. But we'll make it so that the ring as Isengard will spawn somewhere near you, so you're never actually having to go to, for example, the Blue Mountains to get the damned ring, because that's so far away. But we'll wait until it rotates, because it hasn't done that yet.
Ready for fighting.
Right, you guys get into Rockburg. Right, now a reinforcing army has just trained in Isengard, as you can see. The wargs are the last thing left on it. That army will work wonders in bringing down what the elves are sending against us. But it's not going to arrive at Tirith Anduin before Lertz is attacked. I imagine he shall be attacked on the next turn, to be honest. And it's going to spell disaster when he is. So that's a bit of a bugger. I don't plan on assaulting Oldburg for that. Well, actually, no, why? Let's assault Oldburg. And we can leave some defenders here and try and hurry north. Ugluk, if you go back and pick up the army. We cannot abandon our favoured son to the pointy-eared devils of the north. And we must move in to assist him. But I'm not going to fight that battle because it's overwhelmingly in our favour. 8! Yeah, I will take that. There we are. I don't know why I didn't just do that already. Right, so... Oh, we can repair. We will do... Hold on, hang on. I don't need a master horse reader skill. That does nothing for me. Hold your ears. You can all retrain, I assume, because there's a better blacksmith here than we have. Yes, indeed. A Shrine of Melkor would be worthwhile. But that's about... And then, ideally an armory. But first things first, let's get some sight on our foes. No, this army's intended purpose is to get to Minas Tirith, though, isn't it? We've got to go through Calenhad. We might as well press on to Calenhad. So let's leave behind one unit of something low. Nothing really is low, is it? Oh dear. The worst unit here, arguably, are the Dunlending Horsemen. But they're really useful against orcs, so I don't really want to leave those. I suppose an orcish archer battalion will have to stay.
Is that what you want?
No, don't attack Gondor until the moment's right. We don't want their AI wigging out and thinking they're under attack when they're not. Oh, I just occupied it, didn't I? Oh, you idiot. I should have annihilated it. It's probably going to rebel. It is almost certainly going to rebel.
Get ready for fighting.
Edoras, you like us a bit more, and you have trading potential in time.
Pick your feet up.
Send someone down there.
Completed.
Entwide, same.
Come on. We have completed an objective.
Perfect. We're getting roads in the Entwide, hopefully. Ginyard roads are not queued yet. We're going for a slave pit for some bizarre reason to get a second free upkeep. Well, let's just not have that unit job done. There we are. And then go for roads. Onodrith, you're already on the roads. Perfect. So we'll be able to get north sooner rather than later. We could abandon Rockburg if we value Lurtz's life enough. But I'm not convinced that the garrison there is enough to turn the tide. Just Tirithanduin. Gurthinen and Lorien scouts. Powerful forces. Lorien archers, sentries, warders. Ah, they've got lancers as well. It's going to be a really tough fight. I'm really hoping that they are going to attack us. Let's end the turn and see. Now, once we arrive at Calenhad, we will then meet with Mordor's forces in the field. They will move out to come and meet us. So we shall need to be prepared. Aha! Yes! It's time for Lurtz to show his mettle. We've tasted Rohan's steel and we overcame it. How will we fare against the blossoming leaves of Lothlorien? They have 3 archer units, which is a real concern because their melee attack, their missile attack is insane. Their ballista crew is not going to do much though. Come on, Lurtz! I have faith. You watching this, you have faith. We all have faith. We shall stand triumphant. Thank you very much to all of those who are thoroughly enjoying watching and continuing to support the faction overviews. Those videos are insanely popular. It's literally just 40 minutes of me talking with basically nothing in the background, and yet they are far and away the most popular videos on the channel, apart from the very, very, very old lore videos. They have upwards of 90,000 views or 80,000 or something like that, which stands to date my greatest achievement on YouTube. But the faction overviews do really, really well. Right, now here's what do we decide. Do we want to use those tiny little towers? I think we probably should try and get as much of an advantage as possible. We also need to create something of a kill zone to maximise our own archers. Because we don't want their archers getting much of a shot off on us. But they absolutely will. Oh, I hate fighting against elves. Right, you go over there. What are you? Ah, you're 43 of them. Crossbows, you are definitely going to want to be involved here today. Let's put you there, because I think the AI is unlikely, and the 99 of them to go behind. I think the AI will come through the door and try and push straight for the square, so if we kind of cut them off with melee forces facing there, and then we have this side free, I don't think they'll come for us. And if we shield with just a few units of those, so those guys are going to be in the main defense. You fellows are going to just come and stand on this side. 120 of you come and stand in the square to try and stop them just running for the square. The hand of Saruman on the flag is the wrong way round. It's my own fault. 27 of you, you come and stand. You're going to be on that line. You're already in position. You're ready. You're ready. Everyone else is ready other than Lurtz. So Lurtz, let's pop you here, I suppose. Right, let's do this. Defensive mode. Cut across there like that. Oh dear, I've sped up the game. I didn't mean to do that. Oh no, you know what's going to happen. They're going to break down a side point, aren't they? Oh, damn. No one's running away. Perfect. Right, you guys come and stand here in a small line. Crossbows, make use of that space behind them, and archers, you go behind. What is happening out over there? They are shooting at that, aren't they? Yeah. There's only 2 ballistae. What are they trying to hit? The wall. They're going for the wall. Alright. We'll be ready when they come. There you are. You guys go there like that. Nope, don't fire at will. I turned you off for a reason. Now I'm ignoring my own commands. You're in position. Right, we're all in position. Everyone's ready. Everyone is going to do wonderfully well, I assure you. Speed it up so their ballista crews run out of ammunition. Let's have a look at our grey foe. There's the Lorien Lancers, having a little bit of colour with a more of a bluey grey vibe. But then there we are. The bulk of their army is always donned in grey garb. And there'll be many amongst you that can tell me why. But for those that don't know, it is because the bark of the Malorn trees, which make up the core of Lothlorien, are grey. So grey camouflage allows the elves to blend in amongst the forest. Whereas, of course, we think of trees generally being brown in colour. Malorn trees are a grey colour. In terms of version 4 progress, we really are now very close. And I don't mind telling you all that I plan to build the installer this coming weekend. I had hoped to do it last weekend, but then there was more stuff to get into the mod, and we are actually under no pressure, and this is exactly the reason why we don't give a fixed date, because anything can go wrong and anything can change, as it has done here. I hoped to do it last weekend, didn't get a chance. I'm hoping now to do it this weekend, where I have an extra day off of work, so that I can get some installer bits and bobs done, but I have also got to take my car to the garage. And then we will test it, though, for an undefined amount of time, so I cannot still even now give you a time as to when the mod will release. But version 4 draws near. Just like the elves who are now coming. Right, everybody is ready. Archers, don't fire just yet. No, what are you doing? You've gone the wrong way. We're going to lose our crossbows, aren't we? Because they're going to come in and turn right for some bizarre reason. No, there we are. They're doing what we want. Off you go. Right, now you. Fire into there. You. Fire into there. 155 of you. Fire into there. They have sent literally everyone down the middle. They're holding. Let's try and get Lurtz to be a flanking force. Try and pull those out. Much like the archers, if we can run you just back a little bit. Yeah. Lurtz, did you get through? Perfect. Right, so Lurtz is in a flanking position now. All comes down to how many can we kill in this stupid grouping they've opted for here. Oh, I could really do with those damned crossbows not being engaged by bloody Lorien archers. Come on. Yes, keep up the fire, keep up the fire. They're breaking across to them. You're ready. Archers firing in from behind. Just keep firing on these massed archers. Keep firing on these massed archers. Oh, yes, the elves are they're going to stupidly die because they're being idiots. Right, Lurtz, now is your time.
Badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
They don't have a general, do they, actually? Let's Uruk-hai it. I'm not sure what that does, but let's do it. Some Lorien archers there doing a number on us. The towers are assisting, of course. They're nowhere near as good as town towers, but they are still useful. We've captured something, I'm not sure what. Where are the Gurthinen? Oh, they were in the other army, actually, weren't they? So they aren't here today. So this is going to be a nice win. The enemy general's down. Yeah, it's over. Charge everyone in. Speed her up. Oh, it is already sped up. Crossbows, you can now stop firing. You're just going to kill us. Alright. All that remains out there is the Ballister crew, isn't it? Yes, and there's hardly any of them. So Lurtz, if you would do the honours. An absolutely smashing victory. Using the advantage of the fact that Lothlorien are not high elves. They are slightly weaker, of course. Now, they do a very high amount of damage, but their defense is just not as good as one expects. And without a general, we're, of course, massively advantaged. But generally speaking, our victory there came from the fact that we used our few archer units, and the enemy all stood on top of each other, maximising the few arrows that we had.
If we continue like this...
Perfect. 224 of us still died, though, which is quite a lot. 695 of them. Top kills, 133. Orthanc sentries. Well done, sirs. Next up, Uruk-hai archers. Uruk-hai archers. Yes, so most of our kills from archers alone. We killed Oh, you'd have to add it up in your head. It's annoying that it doesn't show you the towers. I don't think they would have been as good that time, but we've survived. We need to get Lurtz out sharpish and get that backup army over to him. But we are not going to be able to just waltz into Lothlorien and take Caras Galadhon without a fight. It'll have a large AI garrison, I expect, as in the garrison script that will kick in for it will be probably quite good. The AI always gets better garrison scripts than you do as a human player, I'm afraid. One of the few cheating-y aspects of it, but nowhere near as bad as other games, I tell you that for true. I've been playing Endless Legend, as you all know, because I talk about it. And the way that they make the AI harder by just throwing more money at them is really annoying. It is the single biggest annoyance of games ever. It just frustrates you so much that a tactic that works on you, for example, raiding them and taking out their key cities, so that their war machine is massively hindered. That works really well on a player, and on the AI has literally no effect because they get all of their resources cheated to them anyway. They can have one town and still wipe the floor with you. And so there are little aspects of cheating in Divide and Conquer, but nowhere near as bad as other games. So consider yourselves a little lucky. Oh, I didn't move my diplomat, did I?
No sleeping here.
Ah, there we are. Ulberg doesn't hate us, and we got 2 free upkeep out of that. That's pretty good, isn't it? That's pretty damn good indeed. Ugluk has come to get the army, which now is ready. Our economy is about to tank hard. But such is life.
Objective
3,000? No, that's not too bad at all, actually, is it? Right, Rockburg stands defended. Tirith Anduin, I'm not then afraid. Lurtz can link up with Ugluk and they'll lead the army together. Saruman will go alone against the Hordes. And our diplomat, who I keep forgetting to deal with, there he is.
An honor, Lord.
Are you doing anything? No. Have I met them before? I should have sold them my map information. I think that's maybe what I just did. Let's try and get Dol Guldur actual map information, because it would actually be quite useful to see what's up. We border them in the Brownlands there, and we can't see that. Oh, Bowels of Mirkwood, there we are. Yes, they have got that. So Lothlorien should be quite a doddle. The main army will come through and will press straight into Edreichharden and head north. Our victory is almost assured. Lothlorien will burn, and it'll be Saruman's doing. Although he has greater fish to fry, and they currently reside at the top of the White Tower of Minas Tirith. Mordor has been unable to claim the prize, but we shall not be unable. Double negative. We shall claim the prize. And then I can enjoy some dinner. Although we won't we won't claim that prize today, of course. But I am absolutely jonesing to play Endless Legend today. It was all I was thinking about at work. You've got to look forward to your evenings, is a life pro tip for you. Don't look forward to the weekends. I mean, obviously do look forward to the weekends, but don't literally count down the days till the weekend, because then you'll find yourself counting down the days to the rest of your life away. And before you'll know it, you'll blink and you will have looked back and missed it. And so I find it's much better to simply count down to the end of each day, because no one wants to be at work, let's be honest. Very few people have jobs that they absolutely love. But work is a fact of life, and we all have our ways of getting through it. And I don't particularly hate my job. In fact, I actually quite like it, depending on the department I'm in. And but still, you need something to get through. And so I say, look to the end of the days, not the weekend, or you'll wish it all away. I've just noted we're up against Dwar of War, who, unfortunately, of course, is no longer called that.
Tomorrow's journey.
I believe Dwar of War is, as luck would have it, actually became Leofric. But I can't quite remember the names. I am so much happier that we have put our own Nazgul into the mod. It really irked me that the Nazgul that we and most people use is from the Middle-earth role-playing project from whenever that was. I think it's in the 90s. Because if they can make up Nazgul for their game, why can't we just make up Nazgul for our game? And so we have done. And it helps make them feel a bit more like they're yours then, you know? You've put the time into writing their story. And by the end of this, I will have written 3 of the Nazgul stories and edited 2. Yeah, and then 2 are untouched, and then Witch King and Kumul we're not going to edit. Right, this is actually probably going to be the first of our toughest battles. Dwar of War will incite the orcs to fight really, really well. And so our two fantastic generals will negate each other, basically. Captain Thrak will be benefited by the presence of Dwar. And he also totally cuts off our cavalry advantage because he's bloody brought Variag Lancers with him. Oh, gods above. We're really going to struggle. This is going to be so tricky. His cavalry is going to decimate most of our line. But no, we're an anti-cavalry faction. No, cavalry should not be something Isengard fears, ever. We don't fear cavalry and we don't fear heavy armour. What we do fear are archers. And Mordor don't have archers. So we should be alright. But that generally is quite a good little overview for Isengard. Archers are the absolute bane of your existence if you're playing as Isengard. They will be the hardest thing for you to kill because you have very few units that can close them down. And most of your army, whilst being obviously you are on the heavier side in terms of armour, you still don't really have any anti-archer tactics other than the odd warg unit and a few Dunlending forces. But those aren't cavalry units to be writing home about, so you need to really think of some way to do it. Speaking of archers, I've just noticed we've brought basically none. So our enemy will have probably dominance in the archer front. Now they're going to try and flank us because they absolutely love flanking us. So I'm going to go out on a limb and put our spear units in the back to cut off those Candish boogers. The main enemy is coming from over there. Dwar will be coming from the corner over there, so as long as we're facing sort of this way. Our front line then, we shall take our heavy infantry, our armour-piercing forces, to hack through Mordor's trash as it comes upon us. That'll be our best bet there. And then let's line these up. So you're going to go like that and cover that corner. You're going to go like that and cover that sort of side. You're going to position there, and if we need them, we'll put the Berserkers there as well. Because, of course, at the moment, Berserkers in this iteration of the game, as in version 3, Berserkers are effective against cavalry. They are not in version 4. So they won't be able to perform that role. Although we've got the cheesy Rome tactic. Let's hoplite this up. Right, that'll do for now. These guys have slightly longer range than the units in front of them, so I'll put them a bit behind. We'll move our cavalry when we know what the enemy cavalry's up to. Now, of course, wargs are good against cavalry because they're camels, but cavalry... wargs are still better at charging into the enemy than they are trying to hunt down cavalry. Do remember, though, that as of version 3 and beyond, the Nazgul are no longer heavily mounted night buggers that will slaughter you as soon as look at you. They are still incredibly powerful units, but they are not mounted anymore, other than the Witch King. So it gives you a little bit of a chance against them. But there we are, they've all entered the field. And here comes our main foe, the cavalry branching over the edges. I'm actually really pleased to see Mordor has some of the units from its alliances, so that when you are playing against Mordor, it is not just Orc Horde after Orc Horde after Orc Horde. There they ride. Variag Lancers. Looking very good. Very good indeed. Supported by Southron Lancers. Looking also very good, and then there's just hordes and hordes of garbage trash down the middle. I can't see very many bows, actually, now that we are here. Oh, they've got Maulers coming up against us. And there's Marauders, a useless unit, really. Khan's equivalent and answer to Rohan's Scouts. As in, you think that is a bad cavalry unit? Hold my beer. I present to you Marauders. Oh, bugger, they've got Ballistae. Now, we can't play our cavalry hand until we know what they're going to do, because their cavalry will kill our cavalry. Our cavalry. Very, very easily. But what I think we will do is move you into a wider position, come out of ×6, and run the Berserkers over this side, because they are absolutely going for a wide flank on the cavalry. Now, our cav, come and position yourselves over here. We're going to be going out left. Wrong button. Alright, our archers are firing off. Now remember, we have got Saruman here today, and he is arguably the best unit on the field. That includes factoring in Dwar's bodyguard. Saruman is formidable, and not firing because he stupidly starts the game not firing at will. Beast Slayers firing away. Beast Slayers are very good archers. Let's just have a look. Missile attack of 5. Very handy indeed. Ah, their cavalry has thought better of coming around the flank, as our sort of anti-cav flanking force has positioned itself quite nicely. Keep up with the factoring them in. We need to shut their cavalry out of the game so that we can get our cavalry in the game, because it's going to really, really help here. Spearmen, stand your ground. Spears down. Oh, they've totally wasted themselves. Right, berserkers. Arcav, sorry. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out.
Like this, we will smash the enemy.
Berserkers, get into position. Oh, Mordor is already breaking. Someone kill Dwarf for me, please. That will just make this so fantastic. Right, you guys are ready. Defense. Get those spears down. The Marauders will do... That guy died instantly. And so somehow did the guy behind him. Someone get this man at the front a medal. He's just thrown his spear through 2 people and then managed to pick it up again. What a fantastic contribution to today's battle. Where would we be without great warriors like Hugh and Nigel? Although, of course, only Hugh was present in that victory there, but you can come out defensively. The problem will be when Dwar gets into the battle. Stop defense. You're alright. Spearmen are so fantastic at killing enemy cavalry. Our wargs probably just took a bit of a bruising, but then the lancers have now trapped themselves and they are down and gone. So we'll just finish those off. They'll go running in a second. 20% of the enemy has died versus a 5% of ours, but we need to get our cavalry out. They're hand-picking our guard of the hand. Oh, we're stretching the game to its limits, although that may well be my graphics card, of which I'm currently in discussion with the people that built my computer, because there's a very strong risk my graphics card is faulty. Right, perfect. You guys, that cavalry unit is absolutely going to charge again, so run out to there for me at the moment. Berserkers, you run yourselves out there, and let's get our cavalry into the game. They've charged into us again, but all it's done is buy us some more time. Southron Lancers found their courage again. Zoom in and see the line. Oh, we are holding so very well, but that right-hand side is under a lot of pressure. Oh, we need a unit out now. We need a unit on that. Get out there and shut that down. Go, 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 go. Oh dear, it is horrendously buggy. We're not even at that much over the limit. The FPS is dropping hard. It could well be as well that the computer's doing something. I mean, that often contributes. But this is not a battle that should be testing the computer at all. 37% plays 12. Good numbers at the moment. 81 of them are off. The Variag Lancers have routed.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Come out of defense. They're going to hit those. And the Ballistae are down. Down and out. Fortunately, Saruman did not die. That's the fine. Also, interestingly, what I said at the beginning was completely wrong. Dwar's presence has not bolstered the morale of the army he is not commanding. I always thought that a general gives his morale bonus to all of his forces. Doesn't matter who they are. But he absolutely is not helping his forces here at all. His army is doing fine. No signs of wavering at all. Our army, the other army, sorry, is either completely broken already or showing signs. Now this, what I thought was going to be a tough battle, is actually going to be a doddle. Most of the enemy is already buggering off, and those that aren't yet will do shortly. Who have we just charged into the back of there? Orc fighters. Yep, they're all going. They're all breaking. Right, as the line is actually breaking. Those Orc fighters are the only thing left. You guys going after that. Wargs, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I've taken them completely out of the battle. That was so silly. come back and capture some of these routing units. Everything killed and everything dead is a unit that's not going to be killing us later on. You guys, I appreciate you're not really meant for... Oh, you... I was just about to say, you're not meant for dedicated melee, but you've managed to charge into them without taking a single loss. That is fantastic. Right, now line yourselves up. The real challenge can begin. Saruman and the crossbows, can you come over here, please? Because Dwar is going to be a challenge. Where is he? I've probably said challenge about 9 times for this episode. I can't see him. He's got to be in there somewhere, right? No, I don't know where he's gone. Is he over there? Yes, there he is. Oh, and he's surrounded himself with armor-piercing enemies. What an idiot. Right, you guys charge those Orc Maulers. You guys come and run over here. Our Wargs are back in the game. 81 of them are in position. Orc band, please. You guys fire on that. You're in position. Cut back in and hit him. Saruman, now is the time. And with one foul swoop, we get them shaking just as the cavalry hits. Nice. A goodly hit. Don't bother with anything running over there now. We're cutting them down nicely. The very limited numbers. Oh, the damn Lancers are coming back. Come and get involved over here. You guys are chasing that. Yeah, that unit broke. I thought as much.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
Come and hit the
They have
Lancers.
lost
Try and
half
cut them
their
off.
men.
The Beast Slayers I should probably get involved as well, because they're anti-cavalry once they finish with their arrows. So they're all set and ready. All of you charge those Lancers. You don't bother about charging those Lancers. Wargs, Orc Scouts, you Orc Scouts. Is that what I think it is? Yes! The Nazgul are no match for the power of a true Maiar. Saruman is the real power in the field here. Unless Sauron himself march from the gates of Barad-dûr, there is none to oppose the White Hand. And the enemy indeed now breaks en masse. Go, 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 go. Go and get some of them. Come on, move with speed. How many have we got? That's it. That's everyone we're going to get. Any more out here that we can get? No, not really. Let's see if those can just get a few more of them. Nice. And it's over. The great battle of our time. 471 losses compared to the, say it with me now, 4,200 exactly. No, 4,210. 4,210 plays 471. That is almost, give or take, that every single one of our units that died, 10 of our enemies died in their stead. How fantastic is that? Our top kills go to 349? Half-Orc Spearguard, who would have believed it? Spearmen absolutely dominating on the field there. 319, Bane Guard, not surprising. Guard of the Hand, they are slow to fire, so that doesn't surprise me. And they took quite a few casualties, actually. The enemy sniping them out, which is not nice. We shall send them a letter of complaint. Please, in the future, do not snipe our lead general. Thank you. 287 Beast Slayers. Oh, that's pretty good. Beast Slayers there, 243. Our archers really claiming the crux of it. Mordor has so many units that it's practically just target practice for our archers if we can put them behind a nice sturdy line. That is an absolutely perfect and shining example of, again, number one, how important a good general is in this game, and number two, how much better Isengard is in the Orc War. How superior we are to Mordor in these things. That was a crushing and crippling blow for Mordor. I can't believe how many we've just killed. That will just completely hinder any hopes they have at success. Although I note that Gondor still holds, I believe that's East Osgiliath. That's the white border that we can see just to the right-hand side of the screen there. You have reached Minas Tirith, the heavily fortified capital of Gondor. It was originally built to guard the former capital Osgiliath from attack from the west, but became the capital when Osgiliath fell into ruin following the kin strife and the Great Plague. It is often referred to as the White City and the City of Kings. No thank you. Isengard now can get trolls, very nice indeed, and a beast breeder, which just gives us more trolls, I assume. Let's try and get a blacksmith and a chieftain's hall here to train units better. Foldberg gave us a hunting hut, now go for a lodge. And Tirith Anduin repaired itself and is going for roads, as we had hoped. But that is going to have to end that episode, because I'm about 5 minutes overdue. So I'm going to get told off after this. But until we speak again, dear friends, I do hope you've enjoyed this episode. I look forward to seeing you in the next one at the end of the week. And then it will be the Ardenaim faction overview at the weekend. And I'm not sure which Nazgul story it will be because I haven't recorded it yet. But do stay tuned for those. But until we speak again, Nevair Naden Perimad Melonin, and farewell.